It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Privatbrauerei Falter, and it's a bottle of the Pichelsteiner. Now, for a long time, I reviewed this beer last year as part of the little box of some people call them a suitcase of beers from Lidl. They're from Kalia, they're not from Lidl, but Lidl buy them in every year for Oktoberfest. The Weiss and Tregel. So I reviewed them last year, reviewing it again this year, but I think last year I was pronouncing this with a D. It's actually a P. Tell me. I wouldn't be too wrong, would I? I wouldn't be too far out if I was thinking this was a D. Most definitely I was thinking, yeah, that's definitely a D. Pichelsteiner, but it's not, it's a P. Pichelsteiner Festbier. And it's a little boy there with a cook's hat on and some kind of big shovel, spoon thing, brewing a beer. Really interesting. I love the history with German beer, I really do. Now this box is £25 in Lidl. If you're watching this, you might be able to still find one. They sell out very quickly. They're 500ml bottles. It's 5.9% ABV. So this, if there's 10 beers and it's £25, it turns out it's £2.50 a bottle. So a beer at 5.9% ABV with a fantastic heritage and history, and it's probably going to taste really good. Described as there's Dunkel lager on the back here. Whether it's a Dunkel lager, I don't know. Festbier, yeah, definitely. There's the bottle cap. A dark brown bottle. Condensation, the beer's been out of the fridge about 25 minutes. So it's had time to warm up a little bit. You want your beers to warm up a little bit to experience the flavour. You're only going to want to be drinking freezing cold lager. Oh, there you go, that can go back on. You're only going to really want to be drinking freezing cold lager if it's something like, I don't know, Carling or Foster's or Coors or something like that. Beers that have been designed to be drunk freezing cold, because if you drink them slightly warmed up, they're just terrible beers, aren't they? Well, they're terrible beers to begin with, but they taste even worse slightly warmed up. Whereas proper beer, proper brewed beer, especially from the likes of the Czech Republic and Germany, you could drink it a little bit warmed up, because when I say warmed up, that's an awful thing. I'm not thinking like you put it on the stove and warmed it in the saucepan, but I'm talking about kind of like just getting it out the fridge and getting it to about 8 degrees maybe. That's the perfect temperature I like to drink my kind of lagers, maybe 6 to 8 degrees. One finger white head, amber coloured beer, good levels of carbonation, little bit of haze in there. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, it's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. A little bit of sweet malt in there. A little bit of kind of peppery spiciness going on. A little bit of sweetness. Probably said that already. It does. This beer is definitely leaning into being a little bit sweet. But the flavour might, the flavour of the beer, there might be a lot of hops in here hidden away, so let's get in. Cheers. Oh my goodness me, Stone the Crows. Oh, Stone the Crows, what a beer. This beer has it's like it has two completely different flavours going on, but then they're kind of marrying up later on in the flavour. It starts off with a little bit of like a candied malt. that candied sweet malt to begin with. But then on the back end, it's just this lovely, kind of like just, it wades in on the back. This wonderful kind of dry, peppery, spicy, stinging nettle, bitter hop flavour on the back that just kind of takes it away from. My worry was, because I can't remember what I reviewed, I can't remember what rating I gave this last year, I've got no idea really, but my fear was that this was going to be slightly too sweet for my palate. It started off sweet, but a nice candied malt, biscuity, wafer-like sweetness coming through. And then boom, beautiful, dry, bitter, stinging nettle finish on the back end. Really, really good beer. It's like medicine, isn't it? Not in terms of taste, but in terms of like how you feel. I had a bit of an incident this morning where wife wanted me to go and grab the cat because the cat thought it was a dog and it wanted to follow her to work. And cat was trying to get out of my grasp and I nearly got myself run over, basically. Things like that I can brush off very, very quickly. It doesn't really affect me. It's kind of like in one ear, out the other. One of those situations. But although kind of like in one ear, out the other type of thing is it is probably a good trait to have. I think the beer is enough for you to go, well, I wasn't run over today. Let's enjoy this 5.9% ABV. It's definitely not a Dunkel, is it? I'm looking at it's going to be a strong lager. And a Festbier generally is strong lager. Festbier is a beer that's been brewed at generally about 6% ABV. So 5.9% ABV, absolutely perfect. I'm just looking at the back of the label. Now, of course, I put this on skew if. It was on the back of my hand, so it's just gone back on an angle there. But it's got the cool and Dunkel Lagen. So Bock means strong in German. Dunkel means dark. Maybe they're just calling themselves a lager and Dunkel lager brewery. Maybe that's what that means. Does anybody understand German, and can anybody relate to me what that means? Cool and Dunkel Lagen. But I'm ready to rate this. Falter Private Brewery. Brilliant, isn't it? I mean, I could drink this stuff all day long. Fantastic. Looks good, smells good, tastes good. I like this beer enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.